Hello, everybody, and I would like to speak to you today on the subject of other people's moods. So, this will be helpful to those of you that are maybe feeling on eggshells around certain individuals in your life, or those of you that compromise yourselves because you don't want your family members to get into a bad mood, or you worry about people being in a certain mood, whatever it is. I think what we humans tend to have to address in life is other people's state of mind, other people's moods. And so if you're someone that really, you tend to kind of do anything to keep the peace, this is really for you. I'd love for you to hear something new today that gives you a fresh experience, a new experience of other people's moods. And so this video really, it's nudged me a couple of times this week. The first time someone sent me a cool graphic that said, "I found the secret to happiness. It's staying away from assholes." And I think that's kind of the innocent common thing that many people do, is that when they are, privy to getting knocked off course by someone's reaction or mood, it looks like a really good idea to just like stay away from them or get away from them. But it's hard to do that if you're married to someone who's moody at times, if it's your children that are exploding or having the low moods. And who wants to spend their life having to kind of self-protect and get away from other people? I want to share with you something here that helps you be very present and be in relationship with others, regardless of what mood they're in. Now, if you are on my emailing list and you're receiving this today via my GraceNotes emailing list, I want to also take a moment to say, I'm sorry I've not been in touch very much with you all. The thing is, I am doing so many more videos over on my Facebook group. There's a link below on this video for you to join the Facebook group. So, it's not that I've gone off radar. It's that I'm just really lazy with technology, and it's so easy to press play or live on a video on Facebook. That's where you're going to see me more. That's where I'm hanging out more, over in the group. So do come and join me there. If you love hearing from me and you love getting these videos, I'm over there daily grace. Okay, so back to our subject, other people's low moods. So I used to be really, really concerned about my father's mood. My father often would find himself in a bit of a low mood. And I didn't understand growing up, obviously, as most children don't, that humans are subject to going in a shift of mood throughout the day. And I want to describe that and explain that to you more clearly. We have what I'm going to describe as an elevator of consciousness. And that elevator of consciousness is literally determining what mood you're in all day long. That elevator of consciousness is going up and down all day and determines the state of mind you might find yourself in. I liken this elevator of consciousness to the Empire State Building. So if you can imagine the Empire State Building in New York City, if you're in the elevator there, if you're only on the second or third floor, what do you see? You just see other buildings. Well, in our world, in our life, we see from floor 2 of the elevator of consciousness, from floor 2, we're seeing obstacles, we're seeing problems, we're seeing difficulties. Essentially, we're living in a low mood, okay? As your elevator goes up, as the elevator in the Empire State Building goes right up to the 100th floor, whatever, what do you see now? You see the entire view of New York City. You see the blue sky. You see Central Park. Well, it's the same here with us. As our elevator of consciousness goes back up, as our mood rises, we don't see problems and obstacles and experience low quality thinking. Now we're experiencing beauty, we're seeing possibility, we're feeling hopeful. And so there's something about understanding, firstly, ladies and gents, that, we have this kind of elevator of consciousness going up and down. This metaphor of the Empire State Building, I hope, helps that land for you, but going up and down throughout the day. And so growing up, I didn't understand any of that. How would I? But I was often at the mercy of what sort of mood is my dad in today. And I guess it gets reinforced too as children. You might have heard your mom or your parents say, keep daddy happy, keep mommy happy, be careful, daddy's in a bad mood, mommy's in a bad mood. So we were kind of all conditioned to just, be concerned about someone's mood. And unfortunately, that may have led to you taking someone else's mood very personal. So anyway, roll on a number of years and I am finally understanding this role of thought and how it moves our thinking throughout the day up and down, and how that affects our state of mind and what mood we're in. And I really saw this when I kind of was faced with my dad one time when I was home, and he was at the kitchen table and he had all his kind of papers on the table, and he was dealing with insurance and tax and finance and serious things. So in his head, you could say that, let's say the elevator was on floor 2. If you think about it this way, when you're having to address stuff you're completely uninspired by, it kind of does take your state of mind in a different direction. And so I said to my dad that day, do you want to go for a walk? And sort of the response was this kind of, I don't have time for a walk. Can't you see what I'm doing? I'm busy. I've got all these things to do. You're on holiday. You're always on holiday. And for the first time in my life, instead of cowering at that and being concerned about that and maybe trying to fix it and make him feel better, I saw myself saying, okay, well, I'm going to go anyway, so I'll see you later. What had shifted there for me dramatically was I was no longer taking his mood personally. I could finally see what every single human being, including my father, was up against, which was a fluctuating state of mind. And when we get into serious thinking, and let's face it, when it comes to tax and insurance and finances, that can be serious thinking for people. When we get into that serious state, we react differently to people. We respond differently to life. We're down on floor 2 of the Empire State Building. We're seeing obstacles, problems, challenges. Here's the key. That's not about you. Like, that might be a revelation for many of you, because maybe when people are in a low mood and they're on floor 2 of the Empire State Building that day, maybe all your life you've made that mean something about you, like I did. Maybe all your life you've tried to get them out of that mood and fix that mood and, and change yourself and be a better you for them. But when you really start to see that it's not your job, and in fact you can't control the elevator in someone's mind, you stop wasting your energy there. But most of all, you don't take it personally. So off I went to go put my walking boots on, and a couple of minutes later my father came out and said, do you know what, I think I will join you on that walk. And again, okay, good, let's go. So we're off walking into the woods, and within minutes, and I mean minutes, and this was really hopeful for me, within minutes my father's noticing the trees. He's referring to the birds and their song. He's, you know, enjoying the moment. What happened? Well, the elevator went back up and he fell out of his serious, concerned thinking and into the moment. And when he did that, it was instantaneous. The shift in mood was instantaneous. And we just had a lovely walk. Now, here's what I want you to hear in this. I want you to hear that the elevator goes back up on its own. You might be thinking, well, it's because he got out of the house and it's because he got into nature. Possibly. But when you really see that it's a shift in thinking from concerned, serious, difficult thinking to present, in the moment, clear, then the elevator goes back up and suddenly now we're seeing fresher. We get to go back to our serious stuff, whatever it is, but we come at it with a fresh feeling. Now we're more productive. Now it's easier to get done. Now, the innocent mistake that humans have made is to assume that it's something outside of themselves that creates the shift in mood or the shift in feeling. And the piece I'd like you to just know today is that it's really a change in thought. And as our thinking changes, automatically we come back up to a greater sense of well-being and a more peaceful mood. So I really hope this is helpful for those of you that maybe get knocked off course by other people's moods. And for those of you that really do believe and sense that, you know, the other person is upset because of you, you want to challenge that, because everyone is experiencing the elevator all day long, up and down. And you might find that you could be the best girl or man in the world, the best behaved, but it has absolutely no influence on someone else's elevator going up. They still see you as problematic, as challenging, as difficult, as whatever. So again, one of the ways you'll know is whether or not you are taking someone else's mood personally. If it feels personal, in those moments I encourage you to remember that you're not the cause of their mood, that their thinking in the moment is just developing and determining where the elevator stops. And floor 2, you're going to feel a low mood, you're going to feel tension, you're going to feel stress. But floor 100, you're going to feel possibility, hopeful, kind, compassionate, happy. How you behave does not determine where they are on the elevator. But this is hopeful. So next time you're faced with someone else's mood, let me know how it goes. Let me hear from you. Tell me what you're hearing in this video. Feel free to respond to me below or on gracefulcoaching@gmail.com. And don't forget to join me in the Facebook group where you get a lot more grace every day. Ciao.